Hi, I'm Arthel Neville, and you're in the strategy room. Well, the simmering rivalry between former Florida Governor Jeb Bush and Florida Senator Marco Rubio has finally spilled out into the open. For months now, the Florida Republicans have battled behind the scenes, but as Rubio creeps ahead of Bush in recent polls, the former governor has publicly made the distinction between the two. Here now with reactioner Zaino, professor of political science and international studies at Iona College, and TJ McCormack, former media specialist for Astorino for governor. Good to see you both.
Thank you.
All right, TJ, I'll start with you. I mean, the tension has finally boiled over. What do you make of this?
Well, you know, everybody knew it was there. The two Florida guys with all their electoral votes in their pockets, you know, battling over that state, who's going to get on the ticket. And, you know, I think everything's in favor, you know, public perception-wise of Marco Rubio. I think you have a lot of resentment on the part of Jeb Bush. You know, I mean, Bush it's boring. It's a tired notion. He's pudgy. He's Caucasian. He's establishment. He's, you know, and here's Rubio, who's young and dynamic and Latino and vibrant and
what about
cutting
issues?
edge. And issues. No, but we're talking about percent. But also issues-wise, you know, where is Bush hitting him now? Oh, Bush is hitting him on inexperience and not being part of the establishment, which is this season is going anti-establishment. And quite frankly, also he compared him to, you know, having some of the downfalls that Barack Obama had. Barack Obama had a cup of coffee as a senator. Marco Rubio's closing out a full first term, which is 6 years. And prior to that, he was Speaker of the House.
So does that make him part of the establishment too, then?
No, but it makes him just enough experience, but he hasn't been around for 20 years, and he's not a Bush. He's not a dynasty. People
Jeanne,
are tired.
What do you say?
Well, I say Jeb Bush isn't pudgy. I'm going to take exception to that.
Doughy. He's doughy.
But I do think, you know, I do think Jeb Bush is feeling the heat, particularly after that second debate where Marco Rubio really had a very strong performance. And not just a performance, but he was very strong on foreign policy issues in particular. And we've seen that reflected in the polls. And I think what Jeb Bush's people are saying, you've got some nervous donors there. You've got a campaign that's saying, look, you have to come out more aggressively and make a case. And this is a case that I do think will resonate. You know, look, in 2007, 2008, Republicans attacked Barack Obama for being a junior senator, for being inexperienced and not ready to assume the role. And now Jeb Bush is going to try to tie Marco Rubio to that and say, you're doing the same thing once again if you put this guy into this position. He said, you know, look, he was in the House of Representatives when I was governor. It's great that he followed me along, but he's not ready to lead, and I'm ready to lead. So I think that is, from a strategic point of view, a point that Jeb Bush is going to have to make and continue to make. But I do think he's also going to have to take Marco Rubio on the issues, particularly foreign policy. And so this is something where I think Jeb Bush has struggled an awful lot with.
But being a condescending retread, part of a dynasty name, a name that is going to...
Okay, but hang on, hasn't Jeb Bush over and over and over again said, I'm not my brother, I'm not my father?
He can say it all he wants, but public perception is he's the third Bush in 20 years. And,
Jeanne, do you think that?
I think he's trying to make the case he's not, but I think it's a very hard thing to escape. That said, if Clinton is nominated on the Democratic side, it's not going to matter as much because people are going to have the same problem on the other side. So I think it's something he's trying to escape. I don't think escaping it makes sense, and I've thought this all along. I think he should embrace the work that his father and his brother did and say, look, this is where I differ, but I also have a good deal of respect for them. And I think he started to get there at the end of that second debate, but he's been a little bit lackluster.
Okay, so TJ, how does Bush make the comeback? I mean, he was the number one
I don't think he does.
On the Republican side.
I don't think he does. I think the wind is out of those sails. I don't hear one Republican, you know, wringing their hands going, oh, when is Jeb going to make his move again? Republicans are tired. The Republicans I know, street level, the ones in politics, the ones in the media, they're tired and they don't care. And I think it's over. I personally think it's done. I think the momentum is gone.
But are you just bored with his presentation?
I think everybody's bored with the entire notion of Jeb Bush, all inclusive. The policies, the presentation, the legacy. Again, the coronation. People are turned off to this assumption that that Hillary Clinton has been and the Democrats have been making all along, that it's hers to take, and it's that same sort of resentment that Republicans they don't want it.
I think it's a little too early to say it's over for Jeb Bush. Look, we have two races races going on. One is that anti-establishment outsider race that's going to continue. He is battling for the establishment portion. He still has the name recognition and more funding than anybody else in the field at this point. And so he has stuff going for him.
Negatives attached to that name.
Agree,
even with Republicans, the end of George W.'s reign, what was he doing? He was saving banks.
But this is about who you're battling against. And so I think if he is able to get, make this a two-person race, a three-person race, he still has a shot at the nomination, because I still hold that we're going to get an insider establishment person like the Republican Party tends to do.
I'm
sorry, TJ.
Still early, Jeanne, TJ. Great to see both of you. I thank you both. And of course, you can check out foxnews.com for more on the 2016 presidential race. I'm Arthel Neville. Thanks so much for watching.